Time. I don't know. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mind Over Masculinity. I'm your host Avik, and today we have an incredible guest joining us. He has helped over 50 people transform their physical and the mental health and is on a mission to help even more. So, whether you are looking to gain strength, burn the fat, or simply improve your overall well being, then Roman Fischer is here to share his expertise. And we'll be diving deep into how mental health and productivity go hand in hand and best strategies to stay focused and efficient in our daily lives. So, welcome to the show, Roman.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Lovely, lovely. So, Roman, like before we start, I'll quickly love to introduce you to all of our listeners. Dear listeners, as you have heard, like Roman has done like helped 50 people transform their lives and is on a mission for even more. So, I'll just love to mention that. Uh, uh, Roman, thank you so much for being here today. And your story is definitely inspiring. Like from making a personal transformation at 15 to dedicating your life to helping others. So, if you can share, telling us a little bit about your journey and what sparked your passion.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as you were saying, it started at 15. That's when I actually initially and started to undergo my physical transformation in my fitness journey. And so,
Uh,
what actually led to that, what inspired me even to make that change and transform my body was actually my younger brother, funny enough, of all people. So, I was not really a heavy fitness addict or really into fitness much at all. Outside of playing some soccer growing up, I didn't
mm,
really ever care much about, physical fitness, health, well-being. It wasn't really, at the forefront of my mind, essentially. But ever since when I was 15, when my brother got inspired himself by watching Rocky and seeing the Rocky films that were so popular here, and I think
Rocky
even real,
Balboa.
yeah, exactly. So it's been a huge
Yeah.
phenomenon worldwide. And I know it was huge here in the US, of course, as well. And so my brother picked up on that. He got
Uh,
inspired by all the workout scenes, especially. And so ultimately, that led him to start working out for himself. Because honestly, him and I both growing up, my brother and I, we weren't really, strong, buff,
uh,
fit guys in school. And so we were more of the skinnier kids that a lot of people would think about. And
mm,
so he actually got inspired from those workout scenes in those movies. And that ultimately that inspired me to want to start working out because I started to see my brother not just
mm,
physically become stronger and bigger, but seeing honestly just his energy levels increase and seeing the
mm,
positivity from that, from not being as positive, not having as much energy, but then having all this energy seemingly come out of nowhere, but obviously coming from the workouts and the benefits from working out and all the endorphins and the feel good energy, as they call it. But the endorphins too, just seeing those changes on him, that was honestly enough of an inspiration to pick up the weights for myself. And so ever since I did that, because I was wanting to not only increase my muscle mass, get bigger, get stronger, but I also was trying to get that, get that six pack growing up and just honestly have a better physique overall. And so when I did that, my confidence, my self-confidence didn't skyrocket overnight, but shortly
mm,
thereafter, my confidence was a lot higher than it's ever been ever since I started working out at 15. And not only that, but when I could see and feel the energy, in my body rapidly increase, when I felt happier, just more focused from my workouts, because there is something to that. When you work out, the blood flow is just so much better, and the blood flows to your head a lot better too. And you just have better blood flow in your body, and you have increased mental focus and clarity as a result. So, feeling just those benefits not even to mention all the progress pics I took, once a week from week to week, and then seeing the changes, gradual but very, very huge changes ultimately, and just seeing
right.
more definition, more muscle, more strength. That literally kept me inspired on my journey to keep going. after my brother initially inspired me. And fast forward years down the road from 15 to, let's see, I actually started the Roman Fischer Fitness online fitness coaching right during COVID of all times. It was like right before COVID in 2020, so that's what 5 years ago about now. That's nuts. Time flies, but yeah, about 5 years ago, almost to the day, I started Roman Fisher Fitness basically to
Right.
help other people with their fitness goals and their fitness journey for themselves. And
Mm.
being a humanitarian, not just being very passionate about fitness, because I
Yeah.
grew a strong desire, a strong passion for fitness when I got into it. And after I started to feel the positive benefits that I got for fitness, I became addicted to it and I wanted to help other people out. Because other than just loving fitness, I'm also a heavy, huge humanitarian. So I love
Yeah.
to help people out. And really, I mean, when you combine the two, that's what you get is, fitness coaching, personal training. So I wanted to be that coach, that mentor to help guide people on their, health and their fitness journey as well. So that way they could overcome any obstacles in their way to their fitness goals and actually achieve their said fitness goals. And
Mm.
that's really what inspired me along the way. I will say too, along that path, there were some obvious, obstacles trying to get the business in place. And even so, too, on my journey to better health and wellness, I will say, just rewind back again before I even started Roman Fisher Fitness. I had a lot of obstacles, I will say, just on my own health journey, just to humanize
Mm.
myself really quick. Obviously, it wasn't overnight that I just started eating better. Obviously, overnight didn't get more physically fit. It all takes time, it all comes in phases and with patience and consistency. But with that being said, I struggled. I struggled a lot throughout my health journey trying to eat better because I was really, really addicted to sugar, especially added sugars specifically. And I went through a whole bag of Twizzlers. I would just go through bags of candy like it was nothing. And
Oh.
growing up, that was not something, that's really good to do. I mean, it's really not good to do no matter where you are in life, how old you are. But granted, as a kid, it's more common. But even still, I probably ate more candy than even most kids my age when I was so addicted to it. So that was a huge problem. Very, very hard to break. I was highly addicted, and it was literally like a drug. People get addicted to drugs or even just addicted to smoking cigarettes. It was that same exact way for me with eating junk foods and candies and just having that sugar addiction in general. And so ultimately, I hate to say, but honestly, it
Mm.
was really, really tragic. But the loss of my grandpa, one of my family members, but my grandpa specifically, who I was close to, very, very close to,
Mm.
he actually shared the same kind of, trait too, the same struggle of being very addicted to sugars in what he ate. And that was a lot of what he did consume was, I hate to say it, but junk food, heavy, high sugar ridden foods. And the more he consumed that, obviously the unhealthier he would be and became. But that's one of those main causes that led to his, cancer. And so he, needless to say, and sad to say, he passed away from that, which admittedly, I mean, took a huge, huge toll on me,
Mm.
emotionally, mentally, as it would for anyone, especially with their family member. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah, and with that, with that being so hard to deal with for
Mm.
anyone that would be in that position, it ultimately, while it did really affect me, it actually motivated me ultimately about I'd say weeks to a month later to
Oh.
finally do a total 180 and transform my life and eat
Mm.
better. That way I could be healthier for myself, healthier for him, and live better and live that healthy lifestyle that he
Right.
could have lived. And just honestly, for lack of better words, to make him proud, even beyond his passing. And that way I could just live better for me, for him, and for other
Mm.
people around me. And that also, I will say, was just another huge inspiration by the end of
Mm.
the day to live better, not just personally, but to help other people in that same walk to just clean up their health, clean up their eating, their lifestyle, and live better physically, mentally, emotionally. And quite honestly, they all connect anyway, especially up here all the way to down here with our
Yeah,
physical bodies.
exactly. I totally agree. And I really love that you mentioned about a very, very interesting movie, which is one of my best. That is definitely Rocky Balboa.
Oh
And
yeah.
and Sylvester Stallone is my um uh, I mean, you can say he's an idol, though I do not have that that much body, but yeah, I really, I mean, he was my idol.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was a great, I mean a great actor just in general, but really great. I mean with those motivational scenes. I mean
Hmm.
really not
Still,
quite
still he's 75, I guess, 74 or 75 like this right now. But I mean, the way he maintained himself is, I mean, hats off. I mean, it's really, really
yeah. Oh yeah.
lovely. Yeah, great. And so everyone faces the setbacks. So how do you help people push through that mental and the physical roadblocks?
Yeah, the best way I've found, honestly, to push through and push back against any roadblocks, any barriers at all, I will say it's always first and foremost realizing that whatever said roadblock or whatever setback there is, it's always a temporary phase. So knowing that, mentally preparing yourself in that mindset is everything. Because if you don't do that, then you're going to honestly make the problem that much bigger and that much worse than it probably already is. So you really have to get in that zone, get in that headspace, get in that mindset that this problem, this phase is just a phase. It's just a phase. It's not going to last forever. And honestly, nothing good or bad lasts forever. So keeping that in mind and really mentally seasoning and preparing yourself for that is number one. Beyond that, I've said it on other shows, but it is such a key topic, a key point in this aspect. But really acknowledge your why. Acknowledge your why. Why are you doing what you do? Why are you trying to achieve this goal? Whether it's to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, gain 10 pounds of muscle, or just to achieve whatever thing you're trying to achieve. It may not really be fitness. It may not be a fitness goal. And if it is, great. If it isn't, that's fine too. But whatever your goal is, ultimately find your why, pinpoint that. And when you can get crystal clear on your why as to what you're trying to achieve at the moment, write that down. So not just having it, in here, that's important for sure, but writing it down is even more important. That way it gets into your subconscious mind, making it easier to not forget. And then you can obviously have it physically to see and visually. And then that way it motivates you that much more to keep going. Because when you have a why, essentially what that's going to do is it's going to keep you balanced, it's going to keep you grounded, even in the midst of a lot of problems, adversity, and challenges and obstacles. Because when we have a why, that gives us a vision, a path, a crystal clear, straight way and path to get better and closer to our goals. Because if we don't have a reason why we're trying to do what we're doing, almost anything, if not basically everything, can get in our way and keep us from getting to that ultimate goal for ourselves and our overall, life and destiny. So, really acknowledging and analyzing and having that why. That's number two. That is number two. I want to say beyond that too, it's taking a break. So when you have all that figured out, your why you're trying to achieve this or trying to achieve that, taking a break and just tuning out, even if it is just an hour a day or 5 to 10 minutes a day. Just have that, not a huge long break because you don't want to not be productive at all to achieve whatever goal you have, but you do want to have a little, brief break to reset, mentally reset. And then that way you come back a lot stronger and a lot better to better achieve whatever that goal is. And I found, honestly, one of the best ways to do this is to get out, go for a walk, get out into nature. And I'm not, hating on cell phones. I have a cell phone, obviously. I think almost everyone does. And cell phones are very, essential for what we do in day-to-day lives. But having cell phone breaks can be a bit overstimulating. And so while that's not bad to look at your phone, it can actually be overstimulating to take a cell phone break, as they say, because there's so much going on at once typically on your cell phone. I mean, all we got to, say is TikTok, right? There's so much going on in just that one app alone. So I don't recommend cell phone breaks unless you just have to use your cell phone. I would really recommend taking small breaks to reset, like I said, but go for a walk, go for a hike. Heck, just go for a walk around your neighborhood. Maybe you don't even leave your house, but just take a small break and just breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale, do some form of meditation, maybe. But I really would advise to at least get outside of your house or your apartment, wherever you're living, and take your shoes off. Have your feet just touch and feel the grass of the ground outside. And then just ideally close your eyes, breathe in and breathe out. And that's really one of the most common, basic, but really effective ways to reset. And you could just take a few minutes to do that. Then you can come back in and get back to work and be that much stronger, be that much better. So those are my top ways. If I had to give any other tips, I
Hmm.
would say this. Honestly, if I had to give any other tips, I would say
Hmm.
remember all your past achievements, all your past accomplishments, and all your past roadblocks too that you've already overcame. So any big, any small obstacles that you've already, pushed through and pushed past, I would acknowledge them. I would write those out and be sure to recite them, look at them. That's going to be very key for, honestly, just staying grounded, staying consistent, and not quitting and not giving up. Because giving up, it's not an option. It's not an option.
That's really awesome, I would say. Yeah. And where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about your programs?
Yeah, if you want to connect with me one on one and yeah, just find out more about my programs, I'm at romanfisherofficial.com. And that's where you can go in and for any fitness goal you have, you can get a program that will fit your goals, customized to you. Also, I'm on social media at Facebook, Instagram, let's see, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Roman Fisher Official as well.
That's
All
really
across the
awesome.
board.
Exactly, all across the board. Yeah, lovely. That's really really helpful. And what I'll do, I'll put all these links into the show notes so that um, listeners can easily reach out to you. So, Roman, this has been such an insightful conversation again and again. And thank you so much for sharing your journey and these incredible tips. And for the listeners, like if you are looking to level up your mental and the physical health, then be sure to connect with Roman. Don't forget to subscribe to Mind Over Masculinity for more inspiring episodes. So, until then, stay healthy and keep thriving. So, thank you so much.